learn a new chapter. The name of this chapter is chapter 6, Programming Techniques Using Flowchart. So what is the name of our new chapter? Programming Techniques Using Flowchart. Okay. Then, so before going to our topic, let me ask you some simple questions. So first, what is a programming language? What is a programming language? Why we use the programming language? What is the purpose of programming language? So, what is a programming language? Why we use the programming language? The computer language we use is to communicate with the computer. Yes. So, computer language means language is used to communicate with the computer. Then, so can you give some examples of programming language? So before that, what is a program? A program is a set of instructions. Programming is set of instructions. Then, what do you mean by instructions? Telling the computer what to do or what to perform. That is instruction. So, a group of instructions or a set of instructions is known as programs. So, here we have to learn programming methods or techniques using flowchart. Then, in our computer science or computer, what is a problem? So, normally what is a problem? In mathematics we know what is a problem. For example, addition of two numbers, 2 plus 3. So, find the addition of two numbers. Find the addition of two numbers. So, here it is a problem. So, this is a problem. So, problem means a task, and here the problem is, let me take an example, find the addition of two numbers. So, in this problem, we have to find the solution, right? We have to find the solution. So, what is the solution or output here? 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. That is the final solution. So, this is a problem and the solution is 5, right? So, in our computer science, problem means a task. Problem means what? A task. Problem means task. Here, just imagine this is a task or a problem. For solving a particular problem, we have to do some steps or some instruction. That is the program. So, for doing a problem or a task, we have to solve 4 instructions. For solving the problem, we need some instruction to solve that problem. That instruction is known as programs, right? So, here this is a problem. Find the addition of two numbers, and we know there are some steps for solving this problem. For example, here the steps is step 1. Take two numbers. Take two numbers. Yes. So let's take 2, 3. Then second step, add 2 plus 3. Add 2 plus 3. How to add 2 plus 3? Take first number and count after the first number. Take second number 3 and then count after the first number 3, 4, 5. So this is the step. Then we got the final solution 5. So for each problem there are some steps here instructions in a flow of diagram or the pictorial representation of instruction known as flow chart. The purpose of flow chart is to represent the instructions graphically. So a flow chart is the graphical representation of steps required to find a problem. So once again, what is a flow chart? Flow chart. A flow chart is a pictorial representation of instruction. A flow chart is a pictorial representation of instructions. Representation of instructions required to solve a problem. Instructions. So here the steps for finding the sum of two numbers. Take two numbers. This is the first step. Then add these two numbers. That is the second step. Add these two numbers. And third step is store the result into a variable. Store result. These are the three steps for finding the sum of two numbers. So we can represent these three steps into a diagram or a graphical or a pictorial representation. That name is what? Flow chart. So the definition of flow chart is a flow chart is a graphical representation of the sequence of steps required to solve a particular problem. In a flow chart, each problem solving step is mentioned inside the box of specific type. So let's see what are the shapes which is used in the flow chart. So next topic, shapes used in the flow chart. Shapes used in the flow chart. Used in the flow chart. First shape is rounded rectangle shape. This is rounded rectangle shape. And this shape indicates start or stop. This is the first shape and this is rounded rectangle shape. We can say that start or stop button. So terminal box. The name of this shape is terminal box. Terminal box. And the use of terminal box is we can write stop and start. This box is used at the beginning or end of the flow chart. This is the terminal box and this is used at the beginning or ending of the flow chart. Beginning or ending of the flow chart. Beginning or ending of the flow chart. Example, we can write start and stop. Start or stop. So, in a program or in an algorithm or an instruction, first to solve a problem, first step is start and the last step is stop. So, start and stop instruction should be written inside this terminal box. Beginning or ending of the flow chart. So, remember, start and stop or beginning or ending should be written inside the terminal box. Then and the name of this sheet is input or output box. And here we can write to accept a data, to read a data. So that read or print we can write here. So the instruction reading or instruction printing like statement should be written in the input or output box. Here we can write to input a data or to output a data, to input data or to output data, to output data. That means to read a data or to print a data, read or display, read or display data. Okay, once again, the first step, this is the terminal box, and this represents the beginning or ending of the flow chart. We can write start and stop to this terminal box. Second one is input or output box. We should write the reading statements or printing statements. The reading statements or printing statements should be written on the input box or output box. That means accepting data, input data, or displaying data, output data. Such type of statements should be written on the input or output box. Then third one is processing box. So what is the third one? Processing box. Here this is the processing box. Processing box. Here we can write the processing steps. So the processing steps like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or all the process which is done in the problem should be written in the processing box. The third one, processing box. This box holds the instruction to do the processing and for example, sum is equal to x plus y, total is equal to total sum of all the numbers, average is equal to total by number, etc. These types of steps, processing steps should be written inside the processing box. Processing steps. Processing steps should be written. Should be written inside the processing box. Inside the processing box. Processing box. Example, sum is equal to x plus y. Here, two variables x and y. The process is addition and finally the result is stored in a variable that is sum. Then let's take another example. Average is equal to sum by n. That means sum a value and which is divided by the number of the variables. So the result calculated box, when someone comparison has to be made and further action depends upon the result of it. For example, x greater than y, or if a1 equal to b. Another one, if a2 greater than or equal to 5. So these are some conditions. Conditions means x greater than y means if x equal to greater than y, you have two results. There is a true condition and also a false condition. If it is true, you can use the true condition statement. If it is false, you can go to false condition statement. For example, here the statement is x is greater, and here you can see that y is greater. So this is a decision box. Here we can decide a statement whether x is greater or not. If x greater than y, it goes to true condition, and then the result is like x is greater. Otherwise, that means x less than y. That means the condition is false. The printing statement is y is greater. So this type of decision problem will be written inside this decision box. So these are the four main shapes used in the flowchart. What are they? First one, terminal box, which is used for beginning of the flowchart and ending of the flowchart, start, stop, etc. Second one is input box or output box, which means that to read a data or to print a data, we can use the read input or output data. Third one is processing box. Processing box means the processing statements like the sum is equal to x plus y, average is equal to sum by m, and these type of statements should be written inside the processing box. Fourth one is decision box. Whether a statement is true or not, it should be inserted on the which box? Decision box. So these are the four shapes. So let's take an example. Draw a flowchart to enter two numbers and find their sum. If the sum is greater than 50, print more, otherwise print less. So first question. First, let's do the instructions. Draw a flowchart to enter. The question is to enter two numbers. Enter two numbers. Then enter two numbers. Then find the sum. Enter two numbers. Find the sum. Then, if the sum is greater than 50, print more. If the value sum is greater than 50, print more. Then, otherwise print less. Otherwise print less. Okay. So let's do the flowchart. First, start. Here is the flowchart. x and y. Okay. Then third step, adding sum. So we can take another variable is that is equal to x plus y. Then fourth step, if the sum which is greater than 50, print more. So here fourth step. So sum is stored in the letter is that greater than 50. Then print more. Okay. Otherwise less. Fifth step, else print less. Okay. So here this is the algorithm. First start, then second step, read two numbers x and y. Then for example let's take 2 and 3. Then x plus y, add 2 plus 3, 5, and which is stored in a variable y. So z is equal to 5. Then if z greater than 50, here z is equal to 5. So can you tell me 5 greater than 50 or not? No, 5 is less than 50. So that the condition go to else statement and print less. Okay. So here how to draw a flowchart using this program. Start. So write terminal box. Then second step, read two numbers so that we have a input data and output data. So this is input data and output data box. Read numbers x and y. Then, or we can say, or we can write accept A and B. Also write accept A and B. Then third step is equal to x plus y. That is a processing step. So we can draw a processing step. Here is the processing step. Then is equal to x plus y. Then next, so this is a decision parameters. So we can write a decision box and then write the condition. What is the condition here? If is that greater than 50, that's the condition, and if greater than 50. So that's the condition. And it has two ends. If it is true, print more. So print more. Then if it is false, print less. Then last step, stop. It should be written in a shape of terminal box. Okay. So once again, start, read x and y. Z is equal to x plus y. If z greater than 15, if the condition is true, print more. If the condition is false, print less. Then stop. For example, if we take 26 plus 25, the two numbers x plus y. Let's take x is equal to 26. And y is equal to 25. So what happens? The result is 51, right? So here z is equal to 51. Then 51 greater than 50. So can you tell me 51 greater than 50? 51 greater than 50 is true. So print more and go to stop button. If 50, and let's take another example. 20 plus 25. So 45, and 45 greater than 50. No. So false. So the control goes to print less and then stop. Same question. Let's take another example. Multiplication of two numbers. Multiplication of two numbers. So what's the algorithm or the steps for finding the multiplication of two numbers? First step 1. Start. Then step 2. Read two numbers. Then step 3, multiply two numbers and then store the result in another value. So let's say z is equal to x into y. Then stop. Okay. So draw a flowchart based on this question. So how will be the flowchart? So here there is a slight difference. Here we can change plus replaces with the into, and then next stop. Okay, so first start button, read two numbers, and then finally calculate the multiplication of two numbers that is stored in the variable z. Then finally stop the algorithm or flowchart. That is first step. You should write the terminal box start and stop. Then in the read or input data or output box you can write the reading statement or printing statement. Then this is the processing box where you can include the processing steps, and then finally stop. So once again, at first we discussed about flowchart. Then what is a flowchart? Flowchart is the graphical representation of the instructions required to solve a problem. And then there are some shapes used in a flowchart. First, terminal box. What is the use of a terminal box? Used for writing start and stop, or the beginning of the flowchart and the ending of the flowchart should be written on the terminal box. That is the terminal box. And second one is input or output box. That is the input and output box, which is used to write the reading statement and the printing statements, like read two numbers or accept two numbers, etc. That's the input data. To accept the input data or to display the data, you have to write the statements. This statement should be written on the input box or output box. And third box is processing box. This is the place where you can write the statements that is processing statements for solving a problem. So like z is equal to x plus y, average is equal to sum by n, etc. Then here is another shape, that is a diamond shaped shape, that is decision box. If a statement, you can check whether it is true or false. If a condition is here, you can write or you can take the decision box, and finally find the solution. So these are the 4 shapes used in the flowchart. So, and after that we did some problems. So let's wind up this class. So we will continue later. Thank you.